Shabbat Shalom, family. Today is the Shabbat day. The year is 2019. The month is November. The day should be the 30th, November the 30th, 2019. And I am Prince. I represent Temple Kifarim. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Shalom Ishi. Israel, Israel, Shabbat Shalom. Godwin, Shabbat Shalom. Country, Anger, Shabbat Shalom. Courtney, I apologize. Courtney Angel, Shabbat Shalom. Family, you know, there's a law in the scriptures that we must abide by. Whitney Ross, Shabbat Shalom. Shalom, shalom. Let me move this a little bit closer. Then I don't have to make so many mistakes. When I see your names, I can respond to them a lot easier and simpler. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. And Ignatia, Shabbat Shalom. Beulah, Shabbat Shalom. Okay, thank you, Courtney. I appreciate that. Family, today is a Shabbat day. First, I'd like to acknowledge the Most High, giving thanks and praises to the Most High King of all creation. Thank him for his blessings, his protection. Yah Jew, Shabbat Shalom. Shalom, my brother. I enjoy watching your shows, man. Your interviews, your presentations, I enjoy watching them. Thank you for, I thank the Creator for allowing you to be able to do what you do. You know, although we see things slightly different, it's very important that brothers like you are here to still reach and teach those who need that portion of wisdom. May the Most High bless you and continue to bless you. All right. Family, we're under this condition right now. I'm unclean. I was cleaning out one of the units that we are responsible for in one of the houses after a gentleman moved out. Shem Shom. After a gentleman moved out and he left an urn inside the unit. And inside, I didn't know it was an urn until I picked it up and it was real heavy. And I thought about it. I said, well, that's something, but it never really crossed my mind what it was for sure. So I just put it in the bag and then continued to put all the rest of the trash inside the bag. And then I got a phone call later that night from a brother who was very, very angry with me because I threw all his stuff out of the house. He was disgruntled and he mentioned that I threw his mother out. So I said, your mother? I thought your mother. He said that urn was on top of the refrigerator. It was my mother's ashes. The law says that if a man touches the bone of a human or the dead body of a human or the grave of a man, or if he enters into a place where a man has died, then he's unclean. And I am guilty of that. Shalom, shalom, Raymond. Shabbat shalom. By me touching that urn, it caused me to become unclean. And I didn't realize it till later that night that I had became unclean, and therefore I can't go into the scriptures and teach the law like I would like to, because I know that a lot of you in the audience are accepting and participating in this as your Mikra Kodesh, your holy reading, or your holy gathering, your ceremonial time when you come to worship the Creator. I understand a lot of you are doing that. and I don't want to be disrespectful in any way. So what I've decided to do was that if there are things or questions that you may have that I don't have to go into the scriptures to explain, or not go into the scriptures to explain, but not get into a form of service as far as teaching in the law and dealing with things, like if you got relationship issues, or if you want to know. I'll bring up one issue that I seen earlier. Shabbat Shalom, Sister Claire. Shabbat Shalom to you and the family. Nabi Baruch, Shabbat Shalom. Dawid, Shalom, Shalom. Like one of the things that I seen, it was a post today that I read from a sister who had questions and concerns about, she came into this way of life and she was already married with a man before she came into this way of life. And after she came into this way of life, her husband, her present husband, who doesn't walk this way, did not want to learn about the Creator. This is just an example of some of the things we could discuss today, in my opinion. And if you guys disagree, let me know. And if you disagree, we'll shut it down. What the brother asked was that okay, Toda Rabbah. What the brother asked, what the sister asked was that is, how can she reach out to another man or a spiritual leader or someone else to teach her the ways of the Creator? That was a question. I don't remember who the sister's name was, but that was the question. She's in a relationship with a man who she was in a relationship prior to coming into the truth. Once she came into the truth, the man didn't want to make the transition and come along with her. She didn't say anything about him giving her a hard time or anything, but she mentioned that he doesn't want to teach her and he doesn't educate her to the ways of the Creator. She wanted to know if she can go and learn at the foot of another man or some kind of congregational community or anything. Well, my response to her was, no. You don't, if there's something lacking in your relationship with your husband, you don't leave your husband to go learn or sit underneath of or to get what you need from another man if your husband is lacking. Now, let me explain this, because there's limitations to everything. My advice was that she put her trust in the Creator and allow the Creator to guide her and to instruct her in the direction that she should take and the way that she should walk. We have not learned to trust in the Creator like we should, for the most part, for many of us. We allow our emotions, as in a relationship between a man and a woman, emotions reign supreme. We allow our emotions to run out of control and cause us to do things that we learn to regret later. This is why a lot of people cheat on their spouses when they feel like he's not giving them enough attention, rather than taking it and laying it before the Most High and asking the Most High for divine intervention. We don't do that. Divine intervention means that the Most High allows something to come from Him to earth to intervene in your life, in your situations, or whatever your problems may be. A lot of us haven't learned to do that, but yet we call ourselves servants of the Almighty. We have to learn to trust in the Creator more. Okay? So my advice to her was to not go and try to get what she needed to learn about the Creator from another man, but yet pray to the Most High about her situation, her current situation. Do not violate the covenant that she made when she took that marriage and married that man. And don't violate the covenant of the Creator that He made to us as a people by going against your husband, trying to override His commands or His desires for you in your life. What we must learn to do is put our trust in the Creator. Now, providing that she trusts in the Creator, she go deeper into her understanding and studying on her own and show herself approved before the Almighty. All this is going to determine how the Most High works with you. You have to continue on in the path and the strife and the struggles alone if you have to, until you get to that place where the Most High is pleased with you. And once you get to the place where the Most High is pleased with you, then he'll have his way and he'll give you what you're supposed to have in your life. And not enough of us understand that. Not enough of us put our trust in the Creator to that degree. Again, I have to clarify this. This is not going to be a regular, normal Shabbat teaching service because I am unclean by reason of a dead body. And I can't get into the scriptures the way that I would like to, the lessons that we have prepared. We can't get into those things today, but I will try to address some of the questions that you may have in the family dealing with things outside of me having to go directly to the book to explain, like this scenario and situation that I'm bringing up. All right? The sister was directed to get tight with the Creator the best way she can on a level where she's able to, and let the Most High know that she's worthy and that her heart is hurting, that she's in pain, that she has pain in her heart for this situation. It just may be that the Most High will remove that man from the situation, or what I would pray would happen is that the Most High would touch this man's essence and cause him to know and feel and learn about the Creator. I am nowhere near about separation at all. If it has to be, then it has to be. But that should be the very last, absolutely the last option on the table. A matter of life and death is one thing, but almost everything else in between, it has to be the last option on the table before you decide to separate in a marriage. Do what you have to do, sacrifice what you have to do. You don't cheat, you don't be deceitful, you don't hide. Anything you do, you should be able to do out in the opening. Not under covers, not under wraps, and not in a place where you have decided that you have to keep this portion of whatever it is that you're doing away from your husband or your wife. That's not the way you get down in honesty, because we have to walk this walk in our integrity. You know, we have to be clean in the best of our ability before the Almighty. Okay? So in my understandings, that's the way we should walk. So how y'all like the new lights we got here now? We got lights to try to brighten it up and make it like a little bit more presentable for the family. You know, we invest in a little bit into what it is that we're doing. Shabbat Shalom, Arthur. Shabbat Shalom, Shemuel, Bing Israel. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. So, family, if there's no questions, if you guys don't have any questions or no concerns, you don't have anything that you want to discuss, then we're going to call this a wrap. So if you have any questions, please type them in the room so we can get to it. Guz Haz, Imbaula, Shabbat Shalom. If there's any questions, family, type them in the room so we can address your questions, your issues, because I can't get into the book today because of my condition. What I was thinking of doing is coming back tonight around 7 o'clock and having a scriptural class, a scriptural reading, and try to bring forth some understanding in that level. But if not, I'll wait till next Shabbat we won't be in Philadelphia. We'll be next Shabbat. Okay, you can post your question, Courtney. Next Shabbat we should be in South Carolina. It's Charleston, South Carolina. We should be there. It's going to be a Unity Shabbat that we're going to be down there dealing with some brothers from Chester, South Carolina. So next Shabbat, we may not go live. I don't know what time the events and everything is going to be going on. So more than likely, if we do go live, it'll be from that location. All right. Courtney, Shabbat Shalom. What's your question, Courtney? Let's see if we can get into it. It'll wait till tonight. You sure it's about scriptures? That's what it is. How do you suggest raising a child that is half Israel and half another nationality, especially when the mother is the Israelite? Well, what's the other nationality? I have to know what the other nationality is first before I can honestly answer the question. And not only the other nationality, who has the child? Is the mother and father together raising the child? You know, what's the nationality? Nalinda has a question. What's the nationality, and are the mother and father together as a couple raising the child? I have to know those things to properly answer the question. And the question is, how do you suggest raising a child that is half Israel and half another? I never heard of half Israel, but we're gonna deal with it. So-called Edom. Are you saying a white man? Because most people think Edom is white, but Edom is not the white man. But okay, if that's what you think. So are the parents living together, cohabiting together? Kodesh Obadiyahu, Shabbat Shalom. Are both parents living together, Nalinda? See, there's certain things you have to know in order to answer the questions to the best of your ability. If both, okay, let's see what she says. The mother and father are not together, and mother has the child, then the mother has to do what the mother has to do. And the mother is the Israelite one. She does not live with the father, then she raised that child as a Hebrew, as an Israelite to the best of her ability. But you have to explain, I would explain, Shabbat Shalom, Dwayne, I would explain to the child his nationality. He has to know who he is. If he's being raised by the mother and the mother is the Israelite, he will more be grafted toward the ways of the Israelite. That's more than the ways he'll be grafted toward. But he should know he must be learned and taught his truth, the truth of his life. He must be taught who he is, his nationality, and he must still have a relationship with his family if it's possible, on both sides. And as the child ages, allow him to determine, or her, to determine where they choose to make that separation. But you don't do it for them because it could be resentful. It could be something that turned out to be evil for you later in life. But by all means, you raise that child in the ways of the Almighty. That's how you're to raise that child. And you're to teach that child and be the best example in that child's life that you can possibly be by being the best servant of the Almighty that you could possibly be. Okay? You too, Kodesh, you enjoy the Shabbat day also as well. We should be back tonight around 7 o'clock, Creator willing. Elimelech, Shalom, Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Are there any more questions for us, family? Are there any more questions? See, we're going to just try to address some of these questions. And then we're going to come back tonight at 7 o'clock because I'm in an unclean condition today. Today is my 7th day. I was supposed to went to a Unity Shabbat in New York today. I supposed to went to a Unity Shabbat in North Carolina yesterday. But I wasn't able to do these things because of my condition, because I'm unclean. And when I get in an unclean condition, I don't go to the house of worship and worship the Creator in that condition. Shalom, shalom, Zakane Sar. Shalom, shalom. Sar Rabbi in the house. Shabbat shalom, Sar. Yeah, when I get in that condition, I don't attend service and I don't go into the places of worship and commune and fellowship with my brothers and sisters until I'm spiritually or ritually clean. And I do my best to try to get that way. And when you become unclean by reason of a dead body, then your uncleanness lasts for 7 days, but you have to sprinkle on the 3rd day and the 7th day. You find that in Numbers, the 19th chapter, I believe it is. Numbers 19. All right, so at this time, we're going to see if there are any questions. Does anyone have any questions, anything they want to ask? Maybe we can address those questions. All right? I guess there's no more questions. Well, everybody, we're going to call it a wrap. We're going to close it out. And I pray that the Most High be with you all. Shabbat Shalom. Remember, family, build Yisrael. Build Yisrael. We have to come together and build this nation. May the Most High be with you all. Shalom.